Welcome back. Welcome back to Angling 360 and winter perch fishing. Apparently, he says it's quite good, but I don't know. I'm not entirely confident with fishing for perch in the winter, purely because my own experience is pretty dire. But Jamie?
It's hard going. It's rewarding for. The first time I done perch fishing, as I say to you, was in the winter time, February time last year. So hopefully.
And you got a fish.
And we got good fish. 3 pounds 7 ounces. I think that was my first time perch fishing in this water. So hopefully we can represent. I think it was about 30, 40 fish that day. So maybe that's why. But maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
No, it's got my hopes up. He's given me a bit of confidence, which is good.
I think you fall in love with this water a little bit as well.
I do love it. I do love it. We've fished it a couple of times and done well in the summer, but it's mid-January. It's mid-January.
A few bites already.
You're still quite confident, aren't you?
Right. I'm confident I need to go home. I had a terrible morning, and I think I'm deserving something today, to be fair. So, but we'll not talk about that.
Nah. It's a little bit calamitous, but these things happen. But aye, perch. First perch session of 2025. And we're after... But what are we after now?
4.
A 4?
A 4. I want a 4 in Scotland. I've already got a 4.
A Scottish 4's phenomenal, isn't it? So aye, a 4 would be nice, but to be honest, a wee bit more realistic, I think a PB would be something to aim for this year. What's your PB?
411.
No, you're Scottish. That doesn't count, all right. These Holland fish don't count. Scottish PB.
is 3.7.
3.7.
And that was 47 centimetres. So ideally I'd want to get, if I can't get the 4, at least beat 47 in length.
Right.
You know, a 50 would be nice. That's hard going.
Big fish. So 3.7, 3.6 is my PB. Gordon, 3.3? 3.3. So that's the plans, that's the aims, that's the goals. I'm not holding out a huge amount of hope for today, but
fingers crossed.
We never know. Anyway, let's see how this goes.
Well fed and I like the belly.
Turns out lobworms work in the winter as well. Just a babby.
Still fat, eh?
Get her back. So we are fishing the lobworms. Jamie and I are fishing the Carolina rigs. No, you're fishing a jig, and I'm fishing a Carolina rig with a big crawfish. We'll talk through them later on. Let's just try and catch some fish just now.
There you go, another one. Just getting bigger. Slow going today, but kind of expected that. Have a look at this one actually, it's quite nice.
Jamie's into what looks like a bit of perch here. Could this be the fish we've been looking for? It's not a bad one at that. I think that's our first one over the pound. Jamie's showing some netting skills here. Nice one.
That's a better one. That's much better. Aye. They're all posing today, eh? I say it's 2 at a push. It's felt up anyway in its belly. Nice wee.
Posing away there.
Beautiful fishing here. Nice colours in them. In this water they've all got fins that colour, eh? Aye. Let's hopefully get them bigger. I swear I thought it was bigger. The wee ones make the average size ones look bigger, definitely. Better, Paul. Better. Getting there. Slowly but surely. Very, very slowly.
So time check, believe it or not, it's probably only a few minutes into this video, but it's 20 past 1. We've been fishing for 4 hours, four and a half hours, and it has been really slow. I've tried various I started off in the Carolina rig with a crawfish. I got 1/3, and I've tried jig head with some soft plastics. I've tried, what else have I tried? I've tried all sorts of plastics at the tub. But as usual, even in the middle of January, it's the good old trusty worm that's producing the fish. I'm going to keep plugging away with, looking through the lures and seeing if we can pick one up on it. We have been fishing our way up, down, usual, get it right. And we've been getting deeper each time. I think we started off in about 15 foot of water, and we've been getting, Jamie got that fish just maybe about £1.75. We're in 30 feet of water. So the fish have definitely moved into are in deeper water. We'll keep plugging away. Can't guarantee this will be much of a video. I'm probably like that now with his wee hunts. Him and Jamie have been greeting all morning how cold it is. There we go.
It's a better one.
Nah, I think it's that good. After seeing your netting skills, I don't know. Right, there you go, Jamie, you want to net it?
I'll try.
Nice one. There we go.
Yeah, precision.
Well, Des is we'll get the hook, let him warm his horns up and we'll be back. How much are you giving us for that? Yeah, a pound.
£1.2.
That's my biggest fish of the day. Certainly like a pose in the winter, don't it? Oh. Yeah.
That one's a bit dark, isn't it?
How red the fins are. Normally in the summer they're quite washed out, aren't they? Right, get them back. So I think the deeper water is where we might stay there. We've got a couple of marks further up.
Hey!
Always get them mixed in. I always do, get everything mixed in. So we're going back up later on towards where the car's parked, and there's a big deep hole. There's stuff coming up. The good thing about going on Jamie's boat is we have the use of live scope. Some say it's cheating, some say it's easy. Makes the fish. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make the fishing easy at all. Because you could be staring at a fish, and that fish is staring at your lure, your worm. And in it, Jamie, I've seen it several times a day. They just are not interested. So they do offer a bit of assistance, but they don't guarantee you're going to catch fish. So I think we'll persevere here a wee bit longer. See what we can get. Right, Alex, I'm going to heat your hands up. Jamie onto a fish, yes. 30 feet mark might be the sweet spot. Oh aye, another nice looking fish.
That's beautiful. It's the best looking fish of the day anyway. Look how red that thing is there. Stunning. Didn't get bored of catching them anyway, that's for a starter. It's just about the same size as the other one. Lobworms are doing the trick today anyway, I can guarantee you. Static lobworm. I think it's the depths of the water as well. As Gordon mentioned, we've been going from, well, I do it meters, he does feet, I get confused. But we started off in 5 metres, then 7. 7 was doing alright, we've got a few fish. But when we moved to the 10 metre mark, they're in there. And it's proving quite well. That's what, 4 fish in 10 minutes? So hopefully there's more to come and hopefully get a little bit bigger. Because the average size seems to be 38 to 40 centimetres, but we want that at £4.
I've moved to our last spot today. This will not be certainly not be a long video, as maybe we've been accustomed to in the channel. But Jamie's persevered with the worm, had a few fish. I've persevered, I've worked my way through some lures today. But the biggest stud that I had was early on this morning. And it was on, as I mentioned earlier, the crawfish. Now I'm fishing that. I know there's a few tackle tarts out there on a gunky finesse. Finesse game for those who want to be particular. My favourite Guru 3000 reel. £25 braid I think it is. Loop to loop. £10 mono. £8 mono I think that is. Your bullet weight with the weird magnetic clicker things, I think that's what they're called. Onto a swivel and then down to the... And I'm just basically pausing this, lots of pauses and then wee twitches along the bottom. As I say, all day I've had one bite on it, but I've persevered with it. So we'll see if the dip in the light maybe switches them on. Maybe one of these will get a big one. I've still got my wee static worm down there as well on the other wee rod.
What the classing is a big one.
Ain't there £2 I think. Jamie just said there, I don't know if you heard, what the classing is a big one today. I think ain't there £2 we'd be delighted with. Yours went what? £1.75? That was fish of the day so far.
I got a bit ahead of myself with that one. Happens we catch tipper.
But it's been a cold one, it's been cold trying to film, it's been just trying to keep fishing, keep at it. So we'll see what the last, you reckon, 45 minutes brings.
Oh, it's been a cold one, but we've been dotting around, come back down, or back up the loch. They pretty much where we launched. We found some fish further down the loch in about 30 feet of water, so we've come up, not quite 30, we're sitting about 22 feet. And they're marking fish on the screens as well, but not much to show for our efforts. Plenty of fish today. I'm surprised at how many fish we had today, being in the middle of winter, but nothing of any size. But hey, it's not a blank. I'm sure I seen a bite on that rod there. Very subtle bite, but yep. Come on. Yeah. Well, it's been a long, slow day, but eventually something a little bit decent showing up. Not huge, not a 3, nowhere near 3, but £2 and 4 ounces.
There's fish everywhere, and they're just swimming away from us. Everywhere. I'm actually surprised you got that bite.
That's taking the piss, I think.
No,
I'm surprised we got as many fish as we did today.
in the winter time, exactly.
I was expecting a blank. I must admit, I was not expecting much at all today.
Nothing new there, eh?
Not recently anyway. But
Still no cracked a smile when he's got the biggest fish.
I say perseverance, but you know what? I didn't really persevere. I just chucked a couple of worms in and left them there.
I'm surprised you've got the bite for the bigger fish here. We've found the bigger fish in the live and we've seen them, but just not interested. They're swimming in different directions and it's pissing me off.
See, all this technology is brilliant to an extent. Right, it's great to find the fish, but then it's just so frustrating just seeing them. With the live scope, you can see individual fish just laughing at you.
Technology is technology, but it doesn't always mean that you need to use it. You know, there's nothing wrong with going out with a rod and just
Nah,
casting.
100%, definitely.
Live scope's good fun, but you can concentrate on that too much and maybe forget about the fish inside the hangs. You know, you can find them, and if they're switched off, sometimes you're better just casting and casting and casting.
Switching it off.
Switching it off, chucking it in the water and forgetting about it. If it didn't cost me a pretty penny, we probably would have done that by now.
I think that's about us, isn't it? Kind of running out of time a wee bit. Running out of daylight. So, well, I don't know, not 5 minutes maybe.
If that, aye.
If that.
Yeah, 5. Hopefully we get another wee done. The mental thing is, I've never seen. There's more fish in this area than anywhere else, and we've had one bite.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest fish of the day for Alex.
And I'll take it. 100% take that.
What was it?
In January, middle of January, I did not expect much fish. Not, let alone a decent 2.
40 centimetres and it's £2.4.
I think it's 2.5 if we do the maths right. 2.5.
Which is thickness and fatness. That's really good for
Nice.
this time of year, you know. It's not the 4 we came for unfortunately.
Nowhere near the 4 we came for.
To be continued.
Right,
Let's things up.
get this boat back in the trailer.
Go and feel my feet again.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, wherever that may be. I hope it's warmer.
You record now?
Mm-hmm. No. There we are. Right, what predicament have we got ourselves into this time?
What was the name of that storm? Eon.
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 Call it Owen.
The last storm. Hope you came out the other end of it alright. I lost a couple of fence panels, what about you?
Nah, alright, aye.
You alright?
Aye, alright. Got a wee sneaky day off work, which was nice.
Yes, likewise. I didn't much about it, but.
No.
So we got a look at the weather forecast, and luckily enough today there was a break. Would you reckon about 12 hours?
If even that, I don't know. I think we're lucky if
10
we've
hours.
got 6 hours to be fair.
The drive up was a bit, once we got to Glencoe, it was a bit
It's nice though, isn't it?
beautiful, stunning. Alex braved the cold fingers. Now he doesn't like cold fingers. And got some nice shots of the Glencoe. So we're back on catch 22, and we're at another mark on our favoured sea loch on the west coast. We do have, Alex has got 2 big rods out. Would I be right in saying a big bait and the usual scratching rig?
Big bait and a scratching rig.
I've just got the one big rod out with scratching rig, and I'm going to persevere with a trusty float and a bag of worms. Maybe your other rod.
Yeah, big bait out, scratching rig, and I'm going to chuck some metals, chuck some lures. Those have produced pollock and codlin here in the past.
And I'm going to try and winkle out
What are you expecting with that?
a rock
Oh,
cook,
a winter rock cook.
a whiting,
Wine?
a codling, because my last one didn't count,
No.
pollock, coley.
We really could get loads here,
We could, but we're not going to.
or we could get absolutely nothing. I've said it before, winter time, sea fishing, Scotland, unpredictable. But we've had one session here before and done all right.
Food was good.
Food was good. Food was good. So that's
Free Tommy still.
the plan. Extend the 2 that we've already got.
Aye,
That last session was pretty good, wasn't it?
that was brilliant. If you've not seen that conger video, the second attempt at catch 22, I highly recommend going and have a wee look at it. It was good fun.
Yep.
Really was, wasn't it?
No, it's
so much so, I think we're going to ditch a few pike sessions and just go for a conger, aren't we? Pike fishing. Boom.
Right. Pollock, whiting, rock cooks, codlin, dab, thornback rays.
What's that big bird up there?
That's a crow.
Is that a crow?
That's a crow.
It's a bit big for a crow.
Big crow.
Right, I'm going to chuck this float about that kind of shallower side of this bay, or this pinnacle point. What is it? Pinnacle?
Tackle graveyard, that's what it is, isn't it?
graveyard.
Tackle graveyard.
Right, come on. We're havering in
Right, fish time.
one of these dodgy areas again, isn't it?
Well, about an hour in. Big rod's been in. I was getting little knocks on one rod. I've brought it in. There's no fish on it. However, this is probably it's still pretty cool. There he is. Two of them. Right. One in my middle dropper, one on the top.
Now, what are they?
I think they're brittle stars. I think. Pretty cool, whatever they are.
Creatures of the deep.
But yeah, tiny little bites, so there's definitely small fish out there. If it's anything like last time, the chance that they're wee tiny whiting. We do need a whiting, we do need one, but we need a decent sized one. But yeah, I think I might move round into the bay a little bit. That's where we seem to be getting the fish last year. I don't know. Let's get these guys back.
Well, I'm staring up at the top of that mountain there thinking, is that deer up there? Or am I hallucinating? And just at the corner of my eye, my big rod bounced about. I did have squid and worm on, but Alex had been getting rattles on little slithers of mackerel strips, so my second chuck, that's what I've put on. And I'm into bite straight away, I think. It's only tiny, tiny hooks. And a tiny, tiny slither of mackerel, so this could be anything. As long as it's something that's on that list of 20, 22. Excuse me. Right, I think that's sitting with that. We'll give us a wee look, I think. I think we've got something. As Alex, I don't know if we've picked it up in camera, but Alex cast it earlier and it must be close to 100 feet deep. I think Alex has called a whiting. I don't think it's anything like whatever it is. And no doubt that's not going to count either, is it, Alex? A miniature falling back there, but I'm getting an odd eye heat there behind the camera. That's my cod didn't count. My ray's not going to count. It's just lightly hooked there. There we go. That's two species I've caught that are in the lead. Wonder if he'd caught them, they'd be allowed that.
Right, my last cast was an absolute beauty. I don't think I'll be able to get it quite as far as I did then, but let's give it a go.
You got a mic on there?
That went out all right. So deep out there, like really, really deep out there. And it's far enough out to get us away from all this sort of rough stuff, hopefully. Yeah, see what's out there. Well, I've been scouting up and down this sort of rock line here with the spinning rods. But I seen that rod go from that far away point there. Proper buckled over. I thought it was my big bait, but Gordon's saying it's the small ones. Come on.
The rod nearest me.
Yeah. I reckon that's on. Whatever it is on. Because I seen that bite from miles away there. Nothing on the lures at all, which is weird. I expected pollock. Maybe once that tide starts going. Oh, there we go, definitely. I think we're in. What is it, however? Oh, definitely in. I'm feeling this is another small thornback ray. I'd much prefer it to be a dab, or a whiting, or a cod. I've got a feeling it's a ray. By the way it's been going so far, I'll take anything. It's been slow. And that's out in really deep water, so it could be anything. I'm thinking ray. Have I said that yet? What have we got? Yep, not as much. And I think it's even smaller than Gordon's. Yeah, I reckon that one is smaller. I was saying to Gordon earlier that in this mark, in this area in particular, we don't really seem to get them much bigger than that. There's other marks on this loch that we've had them at double figures, but nah, not here. And if we really wanted to make it easy for ourselves, we could count these because they are on the list. But I think we need one of at least 4 or 5 pounds to count. So he can go back. Well, he's going back anyway, wasn't he?
That's something tiny again. Just saying to myself there as well, this rod has been very quiet for a while there. Since I get that little ray. This feels a bit different. No. Honestly, I cannot believe that bite is that fish. That is ridiculous. That was a proper bite. Well, here, what's this?
The mic on, yeah?
Yeah. It's like, here, that's a proper bite. Bit of squid, bit of mackerel. Cool little thing, get the mouth on it. You want to get your finger in there, which I have done before with a big one, and it was somewhat painful. I was saying to Alex there when he was round throwing the lures, get bitten off by something. Fishing strips of squid. My float was sitting kind of funny. You know that way if a fish picks it up, sits with it. So when I was bringing it in, that's a fish, then it went slack. Bit clean through my line. Last time that happened was in the summer with a ballan wrasse. Hefty ballan wrasse at that, so never know. I cannot believe that bite, by the way. Well, this ain't no ballan wrasse. That is on the list, but again, too wee. Small codling. Just took a strip of squid. And we need 4 sets for that. I was just enjoying my pan chocolat there. My float went away again, but I missed it. Let it set again, went away again. Caught up in the kelp, got it through, got up in the kelp, come off. But it felt a lot better. But I'm probably just saying to Alex here, my stop knot down there, I'm probably fishing about, that's a 10-foot rod. So I'm 2 lengths of my rod and then about half, give or take a few feet. So I reckon I'm fishing between 25, 27 feet, that kind of depth, and it's really close in. But since the tide's picked up a bit, started to get more bites. So that's my setup there. That bead there obviously comes up against the stop knot. An 18 gram float. Bead, I reckon that's quite a big weight. About an ounce. Another bead to protect the swivel. And I've just got a kind of, I think that's £10 line off my barbel spool. And a wee size 12 scratching rig hook for Cox and Roll. And a slither of, what do you call that again? Squid. But since changing to the squid, or whether it's a change in the tide bit, or whether it's a combination of both, but the bites have been coming a bit more frequent. Just been pinging it out to the left of my big rod. Letting the float cock. And just bringing it in a couple of feet at a time until I start getting bites. Wonder if that was like a pollock, 'cause it felt. And the one before that bit me off, so interesting. There's something down there, and I shall catch it.
Been changing locations of these big rods here, just to try and find something that's not a postage stamp sized thornback. And I just kind of lobbed this, what, 30 yards? There's little rattles on it already. Yeah, let's have a look at that. I think there's something on this. Nah, or not. Or not. Little rattly bites though, that's interesting. Definitely not a ray. Put it right back out there, I think. Same place, little lob. Still seems to be reasonably clean. Although that one is really short.
This is the sort of sympathy I get. He'd first down the rocks, and he pulls the phone out first. Oh. Let this be a lesson. Don't step on the wet rock. Aye, that one there, aye. What was I saying about mountain goat in the last video? Oh, Christ, my knee. Hold on. Well, after my trip slipping my heater, and it was not as bad as I thought, my knee's feeling a bit better, but it was worth it. But still not big enough, I'm told. So another cod, but it is going in the right direction. How big do we need it to be? Bigger than this, obviously.
At least twice that size. Ideally fish and chip sized.
That would be ideal. There he goes. To me, I've not had a fish for ages. You see a wee fish like that on a float rod. Felt huge. That's what's doing the damage. Slithers a squid close in. The reason I moved from where I was all morning was Alex came over and relocated his bigger rods, and as soon as he sat the rod down, buckled over. I think it might have been a pollock of sorts, so had a slightly better cod. So we're trying further round into the harbour. We are getting fish, but just not to the stamp of species that he's allowing. I'm casting that out maybe 30 yards, but then literally just slowly bringing it in. Sometimes a pollock will hit a moving bait. But I'm bringing that in just until the float is almost sat on its side, so that I know I'm on the bottom. And that's where the bites are coming from. But I was just saying to Alex here, I'm wondering if changing to a wee 16 or a wee 14 hook with just a wee bit of worm might get us that rock hook. Give it another wee hour or two, but at midday, maybe after my lunch. Bag of frozen peas in my knee.
It's a proper bite. Not want to miss this one. How did that come off? That rod was buckling over there. That's disappointing, that is. How did I miss that? That rod was going like that. Back in again. I don't know how I missed that. Definitely some better fish round about here. I reckon a small codling, but all we need is something slightly bigger and we can count it. Well, a good bit bigger. I don't believe I missed that one though.
I literally just stopped as you went, oh.
It's off again in the weed.
Is your mic still on?
Literally just recast that there. Didn't even have it in the rod rest and it buckled over again. It's kind of straightened that hook a wee bit. Let's get back in. Straightened hook or no straightened hook? I reckon it's codling. Definitely codling. £1.5. £1.5, £2, we'll take it. I don't know, where we went, let's make go again. Literally, again, I put it out, what was that, a third time possibly? Third time. Gordon had to answer a call of nature, but again, straight away it buckles over, and that is a bit more like it, isn't it? I mean, we're getting there. I think he counts. Obviously, we'll try and get a bigger one, but that's at least 2 fish fingers. I reckon he's counting. Aye. Chunky little codling.
Photograph.
Species number
3
of catch 22. I reckon there's a bigger one in there though. Let's stick at them.
I was just watching Alex working his lure there, turned back, felt a tug in the rod. And if I rest my rod on Alex's shoulder there, we have ourselves what I believe is a pollock. So remember we were saying we're going to drop the hook sizes, drop down to £6 line, size 16 hooks. I've had to beef up because after that big cod we thought that must be what's giving us all the problems.
Big God.
You know what I mean, for our standards. So that's what,
Another two.
another
Another
species 4.
This is four.
So we'll get him back, he's nicely hooked. I think the scissors. We got a 40 for the
Collage.
I shall try my best to hold him steady. There we go. Right. Get that.
I got your face.
I know some folk will say, oh, what you throwing them back for, but sometimes that rush of oxygen as they hit the water, they're off, which that just did, which is good to see. Let's go and get a bigger one. I'm eating it. Make you that lens a clean, Alex. Now we know these aren't the big cod, right, but they're big enough for this challenge. I managed to get myself one. Again, 30 feet. I've got that float set at a wee bit of squid and a wee bit of mackerel. Hooked right in the scissors. Look what else it's got, Alex. Oh, Jesus. Would that be a bit of your mackerel for earlier? Never mind the ones you lost. And away. That's good, that's us got 2 species ticked off. I'm going to need to change this bait. But I do have one eye on the weather forecast. Just to get a little bit shitty later on. Oh dear. I reckon we've got another 4 hours, 5 o'clock. Because at 6 o'clock it's to get a bit dicey up here. I don't fancy being stuck up here.
Worst places to be stuck.
Well, that's true. As long as the pub's got a fire and a couple of whiskies, we'll be alright, I suppose.
That has to be hooked. It's probably done me in the weed now, though. What a buckling bite that was. Nah. Wasn't paying attention. Too busy stuffing my face. Straight back out. Rod was over like that. It is.
Oh, I was getting wee rattles in this big rod, I didn't even hit it. There is something that's tiny. But a wee gun knob that's tiny. I think I've got something here. What is that? What is that? That's sea scorpion. Well, because we upped the float rod, I decided to stay where I was. I was getting rattles periodically, and I stuck with the wee small scratching hooks with the wee slithers of squid baits. And look what we've got. A short spined sea scorpion. a small short spine sea scorpion. What's interesting is the coloration. The pink purples of the coral and algae you get in the rocks, the camouflage that it represents. It's absolutely stunning. Look at that, up close personal with it, Alex. You can see how you can get easily confused with the long spine sea scorpion. Right, I'm going to make a new rule here. I don't think we should count that.
Oh, that's risky. That's risky.
Tell you what, if we don't get a bigger one, we'll use it.
I think we should count it.
You think we should?
I think we should count it. They can be difficult.
Right, okay.
They're unpredictable.
Right, okay. Alex is the boss when it comes to the species. Right, we'll get him back. That's amazing. It literally looks like the coral and algae. Well, I've just put this big rod out and my float's sitting kind of funny. So do you know what? I think there's something small on this. And I think I'm right. Oh man. Alex thought it was going to struggle with this. Look at the colour on that. Is that a short spine sea scorpion? Let's get a closer look at this. Hold on, I'll put the rod down. But look at the difference in this one. Short spine sea scorpion, but look at the underside. I never knew there could be so different colorations. As I said in that last one, the coralline algae camouflage, the difference being the one with the coralline algae camouflage was caught at distance in deep water. This was caught quite close to the rock and the kelp, so I wonder if that's the reason.
That'll be a male.
Or is it because it's a male as well? There we go. I was getting wee rattles on this, but they died off, so I thought I've been stripped. But as I'm bringing this in, it feels like there's something small. Got a feeling it might be one of them wee tiny rays. Or is it another species? That is. No. That has to be the smallest ray ever caught in rod and line. Won't I look at this? I think I've got a contender for the smallest thornback ray. Even look how small it is, but look at the detail, look at the eye. All the thorns starting to develop already on it. I think that's a male. Hard to tell.
You don't even know.
Look at the detail, look at the... They always remind me of the aliens out of that film Independence Day. We'll get him back. Go on, wee guy. And away. So, thornback ray, don't count. We have a codling that didn't count. And then we've got a cod that does count. A pollock that counts. Sea scorpions that count. What else have we had today? That it. I've now changed my float to a tiny size 12, I think it is. Wee bit of worm. I'm getting bit. Alex, your rod's going. So I'm going to let you deal with that.
Still, every time I'm putting this short rod in, I'm hardly getting to tighten up on it and it's away it goes already. And it was the same one that went there. It is literally the tiniest of lobs. Kind of imagine where the rocks sort of meet clean grounds, which I think is about there. And it's happening so quick. See if we can get it here. See if we can get a bite here. So that's it on the bottom. Tighten up. Unbelievable. Oh, get out of the weeds. Come on. Oh, he's done me in the weed. Come on, out you get. Slightly better codling. That one definitely counts. So I would say that is by no means a monster. But I'd say he's the biggest of the day. So he definitely counts. But that's how it's been for a good couple of hours. Literally, you've got to get it on the mark. You've got to get it just that right distance. And the rod's, you seen it? Over it goes straight away. I just hope there's a bigger one about. Like a proper codling. Not a cod, we're not expecting anything over £3, but something a little bit bigger than him would be nice. Cod fishing is something we just don't really have much of on the west coast. I wish we did, but there's not a lot. Let's get another one. Still the species keep coming. We expected to get cod and pollock today. The rest, well, a whiting, which didn't really show up, but the rest have all been, well, the sea scorpions have been a bit of a surprise. And then I've been getting little rattles, failed to hook most of them. But then, I don't know if we should count this wee guy, but I think we might, just in case. Hook at him. He's only wee, but he's on the list. There's a little grey gurnard. The chances are we will get more of these and they will get a bit bigger. But they can be a tricky one, so I think we'll count them. Will we count this guy?
Yeah.
We'll count them.
Right, let's get them back.
I love these little fish. They're cool looking little things.
Well, I braved it and come back over this side. Managed not to fall. But Alex has been having all the fun with his cod, or codling. I've had pretty much nothing on the smaller hooks with a wee section of worm. Wee size 12 hook, not a sniff. So I've hijacked Alex's spot. I'm going to try and get one of these codling on the float. And he tells me that's the big bits of mackerel strip that he's using. That's a size 1.0 hook. So let's see if I can get one on the float. Try and no balls this up. Float's set for 30 feet. I'm blaming the wind for that aim, Alex. My aim was a bit off. See if it cocks. Closer in. Right. Might be over depth. Has it cocked? I can't see that far. Isn't it? Just. we're fully expecting that float just to disappear if we do get a bite. The fish has been better than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a lot tougher, but I'm not going to lie, my knee's louting. Typical, innit? Try that again. I'll account for the wind this time. Alex says bang on. See, we've tried the lobworms we had left over from the perch, but nothing has took a liking to them. The mackerel strips and the strips of... I keep forgetting the bloody name of that bait. Squid. I better bang my head earlier. Oh, there we go. Slowly going away. Playing with it, innit? Oh, there we go. Feel it. There we go. Get it up over that ledge. Oh no! Come on. Typical, innit? It's not a bad one at that.
And actually.
There we go. It's a bit better, eh? Still not a monster pollock, we know that. We know that. We don't need you all to jump in the comments and tell us. But they're bigger than we've been getting of late, so I think we can safely tick off pollock today, Alex, eh? Well, we went for a cod there, but and away. It's that ledge. You get there, that's why it's good. I used to use my wee Savage Gear lure rod here, and Alex said, you've not got a longer rod, and it helps get it up over that ledge. But for wee fish, they don't have pull. You want your spot back now?
That weather's starting to close in. The wind's picking up. It's getting a bit chilly as well. But I reckon we've got another hour and a half left maybe. And to be honest, I'm pleasantly surprised with how today has went. It's always a bit of unknown turning up in the middle of winter to these sort of venues because no two sessions are ever the same. We came here thinking, whiting will be a dead cert, we'll be able to tick that one off, no bother. Excuse me. We've not had a whiting, it's just been codling after codling after codling, which to be fair was what we were after. Speak of the devil, there's another codling. Which was what we were after the last time we were here for catch and cook. We ended up having to settle for pollock, and they've been kind of few and far between today as well. These wee guys, however, plenty of them around. You know, drag the rod in. But aye, no two sessions are ever the same up here. So you just don't know what you're going to get. But I think we can definitely tick off codling for a catch-22. Even though they're not huge, we'll take them. We'll take them. Pollock, Gordon's had a couple of nice pollock. Gordon's had a couple of nice short-spined sea scorpions. They were quite small. We will try and get a bigger one at a later date, just because they're cool. A couple of small thornback rays today as well. Those are too small. We will not be counting those. And the grey gurnard. I don't know about that. We might count it, but again, try and get a slightly bigger one, which I think we will. But yeah, the only one that we've not, I say the only one, there's 3 that I was hoping to get today that haven't showed up. Coley, Whiting and Dab. But nah, another 4 ticked off the list so far. An hour or so to go. And then we'll make a run for home before the weather closes in.
So, Alex would like to discuss something with the subscribers of the channel. Now, you all know the answer if this was to happen to me. Alright, so I'll pass you over to Alex. So I don't know what lens to look at there.
Right, controversial one here, controversial one. I've been catching fish pretty much for the last 4 hours non-stop, majority of cod. However, I lost a fish in the weeds earlier on and it felt like a reasonable fish. Not massive, but it felt reasonable. I've just found it floating in the water, belly up, because these fish, they're renowned for not going back very well. So I scooped it up out of the water. I still think it counts as a catch because I caught it, I got it to the shore, and I was able to get it into my hands indirectly. And I'm counting it because I've been after one of these for years. Alright, I would like it to be slightly bigger than that. But I am counting that as my first ever ling. It's about the same size as Gordon's from last month. Had it on, lost it in the weeds. It floated up to the surface. And I scooped it. Does it count?
You want a photo of it, but
I'll put it to you guys to give me an answer, but yeah, I'll take a photo of my first ever ling, please.
Oh! 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 Don't be up at 3 in one day. Wow, look at this. I think these are probably the coolest looking fish you can catch. The amount of detail in such a small fish, and for it to be so predatory, I just think it's amazing. It's still not the big one that I want, but I'm heading in the right direction. Alex said they're hard to catch, but that's my third one today. I have a photo of my PB sea scorpion, please.
Well, always time for one more. I must admit though, I did steal this on Gordon's rod. Gordon says, "Here, do you want a shot of this on the float?" Well, I pick up my big rod, I was like, "I got it." I'm glad he got a few earlier on, because if I got that on his rod, he'd be absolutely raging.
On that bombshell.
Well, look at the size of that bit of bait, how predatory these fish are. Love them. What a day. Well, as you can probably see, the weather window is quickly closing in. And we're losing the daylight as well, so it's time to make a hasty retreat. But that went pretty well. Went better than I thought. Gordon was saying earlier on, he was surprised at how many fish we got today as well. Cod, I had earmarked this session for codling. Thankfully, it went to plan and we got a couple of bonus pollock as well. And then the short spine sea scorpion, 4 of them I think we ended up with. Not to the size that we're kind of hoping to see further down the line, but it's nice to get that ticked off and out the way. And the grey gurnard, I don't know, will we count that? I'm going to say no. I'm going to go out on a whim here and say, nah, we need a bigger one. What do you think?
If I saying that about that, I think the sea scorpion as well.
Sea scorpion, come on, we got 4 of them. I don't know. Sea scorpion, I think, should count.
Well, okay.
Aye, the grey gurnard does not count, that was too small. So this is how we started. Graphic time. Congreel and black goby. This is where we stand now. Congreel, black goby, cod, pollock and short spine sea scorpion. 5 down, 17 to go. Aye, I enjoyed that. Right, it's starting a bit wild. Let's get out of here. And we'll see you guys wherever we are next.
That didn't take long. On the lamprey section. Doesn't feel big at all, but it's a runt. You sorted the net yet, aye? Well done. I think the double streak's over. I think that's tiny.
Do you want it in the net or do you want me just to pick up?
Yeah, but I think Ain't no monster, but it blanks off, as they say. Thank you, we'll hang about. No. Well, a run first truck's a good start to anybody's doing it. You can only get bigger. Well, I didn't think I'd get to see it again this winter.
It's been a while.
I'll come back to Esox diaries. Aye. When was the last time we were at pike fishing together?
November, maybe.
I think it was late October, early
Late
November,
October,
aye.
yeah. Just not done much pike fishing at all this winter. Have you missed it?
Aye, no. Aye, probably more no than that. I think because the main reason for that is the other aspects of fishing that we've put more time into, i.e. the catch-22 species hunt, which has been just brought that fun element back to fishing.
It's
That
been good.
I actually said to Alex, I think it was maybe even sitting on the boat that last pike session, just something feels different for the last few years, and kind of narrowed it down to the fact that we hadn't done any species type hunting.
Yeah.
And I love that style of fishing, and that's what we've put a lot of time into and effort into this.
Yeah. And I've enjoyed this winter probably more than previous winters. Previous winters has been a wee bit kind of one-dimensional, maybe two-dimensional, grayling and pike. Whereas this winter's been a wee bit more of a mixed bag, and it's been nice, it's been good. But I suppose it is nice to be back out, rods on alarms, dead baits in the water. Brings that anticipation back, doesn't it?
We did get an early run there, albeit a tiddler.
It's a blank saver.
A blank saver, as they say. But we've come up with a concept for this video, is that fair to say?
Aye. Aye.
And we're just going to basically, as some of you know that have followed the channel since we began 2.5 years ago, whatever it is, was we, excuse me, cold air, that's my chest. Because of the type of YouTube channel we created, it's the individual vlogs, individual sort of personal goals, challenges. I think we've completed 90% of them.
Still a
Other
few.
than that, daft
There's
roach.
still a few roach and the tench. That'll
Oh, aye,
come.
the tench, I forgot about the tench.
That'll come this year.
But Esox diaries, finally, both of us, and I can get to talk about it in this video. I wasn't allowed in the last 3. The trip down to the River Trent, which all 3 videos should now be up on the channel. But we just thought we would go through the kind of the history, if you will, of not just our pike fishing, but kind of the whole lead up to Esox diaries, and maybe touch on a few touchy subjects.
Highs and lows, positives, negatives,
Highs,
pros,
lows.
cons.
So, with that said, the comment section in the last video blew up. I've got a funny feeling it'll blow up in this one as well.
100%. It's a pike video. Of course it will.
Right, will we get ourselves organised?
Yeah. No, don't say so. I don't want to say so. Fishing. I love fishing. I've loved it since I was a kid. I started fishing when I was about 4 or 5 years old, but it wasn't really until my maybe early teens that I sort of turned my attention to pike fishing. After seeing it on TV, you know, your go fishing, your sort of those sort of TV programs really got the sort of pike juices flowing, so to speak. So yeah, probably the early 90s. No, late 90s it'd have been, yeah, kind of mid to late 90s. Probably just at the tail end of when English anglers were really the only sort of focus on Scottish pike fishing. So before the sort of boom in Scottish pike fishing, so to speak. I loved it. I was obsessed with it through my teens.
Well, like Alex said, pike fishing grabbed my attention through the famous John Wilson. Like most of my fishing, that spark was ignited by watching Go Fishing, and then on to like Paul Young, anglers like that. I did not know where to begin with pike fishing until I moved to the sunny Balloch, which is right on the banks of Loch Lomond. And if it wasn't for magazines and forums where I picked up the little knowledge that I did, I probably wouldn't have the confidence to go pike fishing. And as I say, didn't know where to begin. Did not know where to begin. I stumbled my way through pike fishing, blanking more often than I care to mention. But my knowledge and my understanding of pike fishing kind of grew through social media, which we'll touch on later on, and through fishing alongside Alex, where I finally got into the kind of enjoyment side of all aspects of pike fishing, from the lure fishing, dead baiting, and then subsequently fly fishing. But it genuinely it began with that fascination of watching John Wilson, who, as I say, for all my fishing, it's all thanks to that man. How has pike fishing progressed? For me, slowly, very slowly. Or, in this case, maybe we've got a run. This is a close inroad with a herring tail on it. It's literally in about, took some line there, 3 feet of water. No. Felt it taking line, so I struck it early. Maybe too early. That's quite a big chunky bait. That's going straight back out. Honestly, that's in about 2-3 feet of water. Let him off. See if it'll pick it up again. So as I said, slowly I eased myself into pike fishing, and it was all centred around lure fishing. Even that was so slow. Took me a while to get a fish. There's a local area where I stay close to. It gets hammered from what I've learned over the years. It does hold some nice fish, nothing huge. And I think it was believe it or not, a Toby. Again, limited knowledge, not knowing what I was doing. It was a Toby that I finally caught my first pike on the lure. Again, you walk into these tackle shops, you buy lures, you buy more lures, and you buy even more lures. They probably catch the angler more than they catch fish at times. But I just slowly started to build up an arsenal of lures. Then you try different types of lures, you find what works, you find what colours work. Then you start building up a knowledge of, it's actually better in the morning, this area is better in the evening. So then you start targeting those times for a few hours with the lures. And then the dead baiting scene, to be honest with you, it scared me at first. I used to watch folk, treble hooks flying about, horns into big pikes' mouths, and I was like, I need to find somebody that can show me the ropes, so to speak. And I don't even know if they still pike fish, but old Colin and old Joe were the first two, and a bit of golfing, were kind of showed me the ropes, so to speak. I didn't really learn until I met Alex, if the truth be told. How to set the rods up, understanding the setups with the alarms and the drop back, and just everything to do with understanding the dead baiting setup. So it's going right back to basics. And even now, I wouldn't say I'm an accomplished pike angler. I know the basics. I can hold my own, I can go pike fishing on my own. It's always better, as I say, to go pike fishing with a mate. That extra pair of hands is always helpful. But I'm still learning. I wouldn't say I've progressed from a starting point to have achieved everything in pike fishing. I've not. And I never would ever try and proclaim to be an accomplished pike angler, because I'm not. But social media played a massive part in it as well. Learning from what people say online. But that'll get covered in the next topic. Hope that rod goes again.
Progressed. Jeez. I think it's regressed in the last 5 years, maybe. Not because I've necessarily lost the love for it, it's just that there's been so much more fishing to be had. But yeah, early teens through to maybe early 20s was really just about learning the ropes, messing around on the canal. That was really where I started my coarse fishing, pike fishing sort of journey, so to speak. But it wasn't really until early 20s where I started to actually get a little bit of success and manage some nice fish. You know, it was maybe when we made the move to the big lochs, the big Trossach lochs, Loch Acre, Loch Venator, Loch Ard, then up to Loch Awe, Loch Lomond, where I started to actually catch some decent fish. Nothing massive. I've had a few 20s, I think I've had 14 20s over the years, but all fairly low 20s, 20, 21, 22. I think up until recently my PB was only, it was about 24, 12 I think it was, from one of the big lochs. But then, yeah, like I said, over the last 5 years, it's taken a step back. Well, I've taken a step back from really focusing on pike for various reasons. But yeah, the biggest reason is the variety, the sheer variety that's out there, and the methods that we've discovered in recent times. Grayling, roach, tench, a lot of sea fishing, sea trout. There's loads. There's just far too much to mention. Pros and cons. I suppose with everything, there's positives and there's negatives, and fishing is no different, really. The pros speak for themselves. I mean, we all know what we get from fishing, what we take from fishing. Everyone's different. We all take different things from it. We all know it's great for your mental health. It's great just being out in the fresh air. So the pros don't really need much explanation from me. The cons, although we're trying to keep it as positive as possible, we found out very quickly that social media and fishing don't necessarily go hand in hand all the time. And yeah, definitely the biggest sort of negatives from my fishing personally comes from social media. Now, Esox Diaries started 2 years ago. And it was one of these vlogs that we set ourselves a target and we worked towards that. But before Esox Diaries, I was fairly active on social media, not so much Instagram, but Facebook definitely. And there are a certain facet of the angling community that just do not like social media for their own reasons. And as soon as you step into that social media world and you start to, with all good intentions, start to share your experiences, start to share your stories, you are kind of sticking your head up to be shot at, so to speak. And yeah, we've had our fair share of negativity from social media. And Esox Diaries on YouTube, that's not an exception. You know, we do expect it. We've learned to sort of just take it in a stride, really. No, you cannot please everyone. But back to the positives. I want to end on a positive with regards to this. Is the amount of positive feedback that we've had from social media through Esox Diaries, but through our other vlogs and our other videos as well. So yeah, you definitely can't please everyone. We're not trying to. But the positives massively outweigh the negatives, in my opinion.
Pros and cons of the pike fishing world, eh? Well, the pros for dead baiting is a comfy recliner. Let me tell you, it's a good place to come and get a snooze out in the fresh air. But on a serious note, as Alex touched on, mental health and fishing. Me personally don't think there is a better remedy for what's going on up in here to come out and just... Everybody's seen the videos and social media posts about how fishing is people's place. Well, they calm down. Their brain switches off. Whether it's... What's wrong?
I'm just laughing.
I thought you'd forgot to press a button or something. No. That's usually what happens. He has, isn't he? Take two. He forgot to press record again. That's one of the cons. Trying to do this with Alex's murder. Right, no, all seriousness. Pros and cons of pike fishing. The pros for me with dead baiting is a nice comfort recliner. Because there's no better place to come and have a snooze by the bank. And it's the only alarm I'm sure fishermen enjoy getting woken up to. Lure fishing. Evenings after work, late nights, you can get to go out and roam the bank, cast some lures. The fly rod as well has played a part. Not so much. Have had a few pike on the fly. But as Alex touched on a kind of serious note, reining it back in a bit, the old mental health. It's helped me through a lot of ups, downs in my life, where sometimes you just need to get the fuck out of the road. Whether it's the wife, work, both, relationships, you need a break for the world out there. And it's certainly done. It's played its part for me from dark places, shall we say. So for fishing, I think that's where I want a wee thank you. Pros in fishing, for me, I always thought was surround yourself in a community of people, but like-minded people. And like-minded people, I've met some great guys through fishing. Social media comes into play, as Alex says, when you build a following. That's how I met Alex, for example, from when he used to write quite a lot on his blog. And if it wasn't for the opportunity in helping out the guys from Guru a couple of years ago, that's where we initially saw the opportunity maybe to delve into the world of YouTube. It was me that pushed Alex into it, if you will. I've always enjoyed the movies. I've always enjoyed storytelling. And I always thought, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that focus on fishing. But depending on what you're into, some might be good, some might be bad, some might be shit. I had this vision I wanted to try and put across. Kind of the longer videos as opposed to the wee short, quick 15, 20, 30, 60 second videos. But as Alex touched on, that's where we encountered problems. But we've learnt from them. And I think when you've got an issue with somebody, especially on social media, the people I listen to are the ones that go about it the right way. If you're going to be an adult about it, contact us and say, by the way, I don't think that's good what you're doing. I'm not going to get into the finer details of it all. Some of you will be aware of things that have happened to us personally in the past. It's how you go about dealing with people. Social media brings out, I'll put it a wee bit more colourful than Alex did, brings out the arseholes of the world. Now, I'm not saying everybody's an arsehole out there that's got an opinion. If you don't align with our views, if you don't, no, it's like politics in a way, innit? No, everybody's politics are different. But I enjoy the creative aspect of my fishing now that I'm making the videos. It's something that I've always aspired to do. I enjoy the editing, I enjoy putting together and telling a story. And if somebody gets something from that, something positive, which a lot of people have reached out privately. I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to tell you the details, but it's been positive. And that's what makes all this worthwhile. It's that you've helped somebody through a tough time.
Achievements. That's a tough one because I'm not the most accomplished pike angler. I don't place pike fishing that high on my priority list anymore. So it's kind of hard to pick achievements. It's an achievement that I'm still here pike fishing after the couple of years we've had. And if you've watched Esox Diaries, we've struggled. We've struggled a lot. All right, yep, we've had a couple of nice fish. I eventually got my PB, 26 pounds from the Lake of Menteith, troutwater pike. It was a nice big chunky fish. But was that my highlight of pike fishing? Probably not. Probably not. I love catching fish. I love catching fish of all types. But I don't really have that massive desire to catch a 30-pound pike. I'm not really that fussed about it. I enjoy catching mid-doubles, upper doubles, a 20 if one comes along. Fantastic, I'll take it. And I've had a few. Some nice low 20s from Lomans are fish that I would happily catch week in, week out. But if I was to pick, it's a tough one, but if I was to pick my biggest achievement in pike fishing, it would probably need to go back to when pike fishing was a bigger part of my fishing. Back when I was, like I said before, in my early 20s. And it has to be my first 20, because back then I was dying to catch a 20-pound fish. And it took years, but I finally got one. My first 20 was 21.4, I think it was. And I think it was from Lochard. It was a cracking big fish. I'm sure I've got a photo somewhere. I'll do a Gordon and throw a photo up. But yeah, my first ever 20. I'm sure I think I was 21 actually. I was 21 at the time. But yeah, since then, I've got bigger challenges. I've got challenges that are set much higher than anything to do with the pike fishing anymore. Like my PB roach, 1 pound and 9 ounce, probably ranks higher than any pike that I've got. That's where I am at the minute with regards to pike fishing. It's quite nice just sitting here in the sun though.
One thing I will be honest with you here, right? is we don't do scripts or storyboards or any plan. We literally wing it, as I've said before. But we did write down this time a kind of list of questions, and I kind of giggled there when I read the last one. It's achievements. Everybody gauges PBs, as I've come to realise in the last few months, differently. Different country PBs, different technique PBs, different bait caught PBs, different water PBs. For me, your PB is your PB. As I said before, we like to challenge ourselves in all aspects of fishing. One of my personal challenges with pike fishing is a bit like the sea trout. I like to try and catch them on different methods. So, try and catch one in the lure, try and catch one in the fly, try and catch one for the boat, for the bank, dead baiting. We'll try and tick all the boxes. Try and learn as much as you can about all the different aspects and kind of grow that knowledge. Maybe try fishing with different people at times as well. You can learn so much from other, maybe experienced anglers. But my greatest achievement for me is just catching a bloody fish. I'm happy catching fish. But deep down there's that desire to catch fucking biggie, isn't it? That's what everybody wants when they're pike fishing. They want that big trophy fish. And then they gauge their own successes on how big or how long, depending on the way you want to do it. But for 7 years of kind of pike fishing on and off through the winters, £20 and 2 ounce was my biggest. I've caught plenty of jacks, whether it be the fly, the lures. Have caught a couple of nice fish on the big loch, on the lures. I'm quite chuffed with. You find a new spot, you learn a bit about it, you learn where the drop-offs are, you learn what time of day, you learn what lure works, and then you go out and you nail a half-decent pike. They're achievements for me. But bragging rights between mates, that's your greatest achievement, isn't it? When you can one-up your mate and have a bit of banter about it. And that came just a couple of weeks ago for me. Luck. I've not properly told the story in any great detail, but luck played a massive part in what happened in catching. I still can't, when I say it, it's still not sunk in, it's still Disney Register that happened. The £33 and 9 ounce Dutch pike, if you will, ticked off the Esox diaries goal, if you will, was to catch a £25 plus pike. Mine came whilst perch fishing on a 28 gram jig rod, drop shot rod, sorry. And I'm not a fan of the live scope. I get that it helps you to a degree, but we were targeting a shoal perch and they just were not interested in anything that we threw at them. So I had that jig fly. I'll pop a picture up. It was sent to me by Dave McFluffchucker. He said, "Can you try these out for us?" I said, "Not a problem, mate." So I had it on the rod sitting. I just thought, I'm going to have a couple of chucks out the back of the boat. Now, at the back of the boat at this particular mark, it is known for being a good pike, big pike. The guide himself had caught several 30s. So we knew there could be pike in the area. So I'd cast it out the back of the boat down this slope. And I was just slowly bouncing it up and down the bottom, holding the braid in long pauses. And I just felt this most delicate touching my finger with the braid. I thought, yeah, that felt different. I know I've said this before, and I've heard other anglers say it before. When you strike into a fish, you think, oh, snagged. And I genuinely thought it was the bottom. The wee rod just buckled over. Then the guide said, "That's a big fish." Literally, as he said that, it started moving. But if you've ever skate fished, that slow haul up, keeping the tension in the rod, and then before I knew it, it was sitting, and it literally sat staring at us. The filming is limited on this guy's boat. He doesn't allow it. certain areas are a no-go for filming. He has his reasons. Hence why you're not seeing any footage. But the guide got the net stuck. There was a treble hook, he didn't know, was stuck in the net as he went to unfold it. And he caught his finger. And I'm saying, get that net, get fucking that fish. I was panicking. And just as he scooped the net into the water, big flick of the tail and the fish was straight into the net. I didn't quite realise it was Jamie. I was with from Predator Zone. His reaction, I was like, he was higher up looking down on the boat. I'd kind of sat down like relief. And then it wasn't to be lifted into the boat away. I was like, holy shit. Look at the size of that thing. The thickness of it was unbelievable. The depth in it. And the length. I reckon it was about 118 to 120 centimetres. So we kind of agreed to meet in the middle. The measuring tape was forgot by the guide. But it weighed 33 pounds and 9 ounces. We managed to get a couple of quick photos and get it back in the water. And this is where the footage began. You'll see now. Literally held it for 30-40 seconds. And then it just belted away. As I say, sitting here telling the story now, it does remind me that fishing and luck go hand in hand. Do you know what I mean? You need a bit of luck at times as well. So that's probably my greatest achievement in pike fishing. But, not that I'm one for drawing up a long list of PBs. I do want a big wild Scottish water one. That would be a really big achievement for me. That would probably mean more, but it wouldn't be my PB if it was less than 33 with it. Because your PB is your PB at the end of the day. And that ticked off Esox diaries. So now we're trying to think of another concept for Esox diaries. Or will we? We'll see.
It is. Fish on. We're in. Bright sunshine and all. I wasn't expecting anything until last knockings, but I don't think it's that big. All that matters is it's bigger than Gordon's.
But one.
First one today. He's a long way out. It did feel heavy initially, but I think it was in a bit of weed. I don't think it's huge. Yeah, it is a fish.
Net is ready for you.
Thank you.
Watch yourself on the
The drop.
drop.
He'll wrap himself up, I think. Yeah, he's only wee. He's very wee, must have been in a lot of weed earlier. How's he hooked? I think it's the same fish as Gordon. Well, ain't no monster. But at this time of year, when these wee guys are about, there might be something a bit bigger. Okay. Blank saver, let's get him back. He wasn't hanging around.
Well, another jack. Most probably. This is tiny. But it is the 5th run of the day. The 3rd fish. Watch Alex's line there, please, pal. As Alex says, if there's loads of these wee males about, hopefully there's one big female kicking about somewhere. And away. Then we're getting bigger and smaller. Aye, well, as expected, or as Alex expected. 5 runs, 3 fish. No doubles. Which this time of year you would expect at least. Well, you'd expect at least a few, wouldn't you? But I suppose that comes down to location, doesn't it? That's what people keep telling us. Fish the right areas at the right time of year. Whether we're in the right area or the wrong area, we've got a couple of hours left to be proved right or wrong. It's been good looking back over the past few years of Esox diaries. There's been a lot of good memories. But as Alex says, forgot how exhilarating this is.
Well, that'll be the last of the dead baiting for this year. That's rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Remember, it's a privilege.
Oh, we've been told off. We've been told off for moaning and sulking about how hard our fishing is because we should be feeling privileged to be fishing in such stunning locations, and of course we are. We are. But I'd much rather be catching fish. And it's just another day, and it's the same old story. Jacks after jacks after jacks. I just don't think we're very good at pike fishing anymore.
Golf club.
This is brutal. I hate this. Anyway, we'll see you later.
Maybe.